The Little Prince audiobook by 9B.
Introduction and Yayala. Act 1 de Saint-Exupéry. Over the past century, the thrill of flying has inspired some to perform remarkable feats on daring. For others, their desire to soar into the sky led to dramatic leaps in technology. For Antoine de Saint-Exupéry, his love on aviation inspired stories, which have touched the hearts of millions around the world. Born in 1900 in Lens, France, Jacques-Antoine was filled with a passion for adventure. When he failed an entrance exam for the Naval Academy, his interest in aviation took hold. He joined the French Army Air Force in 1921, where he first learned to fly a plane. 5 years later, he left the military in order to begin flying airmail between remote settlements in the Sahara Desert. For Saint-Exupéry, it was a grand adventure, one with the hearts lacking at every corner. Flying his open cockpit biplane, Saint-Exupéry had to fight the desert several sandstorms. Or still, he ran the risk of being shot and be unfriendly traversed. Saint-Exupéry couldn't have been more drunk. Soaring across the Sahara inspired him to spend his nights writing about his love ever with flying. When World War II broke out, Saint-Exupéry rejoined the French Air Force. After Nazi troops overtook France in 1940, Saint-Exupéry fled to the United States. He had hoped to hold the U.S. Corps effort and a fighter pilot, but was dismissed because of his age. To console himself, he drew upon his experience over the Sahara Desert to write an illustrated one would become his most famous book. The Little Prince, 1943, mystical and enchanting, this old book and fantastic, both children and adults for the sky. In the book, a pilot is stranded in the midst of the Sahara, where he meets a tiny prince for nightingale travel the universe in order to understand life. In the book, the Little Prince discovers the true meaning of life. At the end of his conversation with the Little Prince, the aviator managed to fix his plane about he had the Little Prince continue on their journey. Shortly after completing the book, Saint-Exupéry finally got his wish. He returned to North Africa to fly a warplane for his country on July 31st, 1944. For Exupéry took off on mission, said he was never heard from again.
Miguel Ángel Balanta Londonio, Chapter 1. Once when I was 6 years old, I saw a magnificent picture in a book called True Stories from Nature about the primaveral forest. It was a picture of a boa constructor in the act of slowing an animal. Here is a copy of the Dragwin. In the book inside, boa constructors swallow their prey well, without chewing it. After that, they are not able to move, and they sleep through the 6 months that they need for digestion. I pondered deeply over the adventures of the jungle. And after some work with a colored pencil, I succeeded in making my first Dragwin. My Dragwin number one it looked something like this. I showed my masterpiece to the grown-ups and asked them whether the Dragwin frightened them. But they answered, "Frightened? Why? Why so I one be frightened be attacked?" My Dragwin was not a picture of a hat. It was a picture of a boa constructor digesting an elephant. But since the grown-ups were not able to understand it, I mad at it. I made another Dragwin. I drew the inside of a boa constructor so that the grown-ups could see it clearly. They was need to have things explaining my Dragwin number 2. Look at like this. The grown-ups response this time was to advise me to lie outside my Dragwins of a boa constructors, whether from the inside or the outside, and devote myself instead to graphic history, arithmetic, and grammar. That is why, at the age of 6, I gave up what might have been a magnificent career as a painter I had been. This hastened be the failure of my Dragwin number 1 and my Dragwin number 2. Grown-ups never understand, and I think be themselves, and it is tiresome for children to be always and forever explaining things to them. So then I chose another profession. I learned to pilot airplanes. I have flown a little over all parts of the world, and it is true that geography has been very useful to me. At a glance, I can distinguish China from Arizona. If one heads lots in the night, such knowledge such knowledge is valuable. In the course of this life, I have had a great many encounters with a great many people who have been concerned with matters of consequence. I have lived a great dental among group ups. I have seen them intimately close and at hand, and that has much improved my opinion of them. Whenever I meet one of the who seemed to me at all clear seeing head, I treat the experiment of showing him my drawing number one, which I have always kept. I will try to find out so if he was a person of truth, understanding, but wherever it was, he or she would always say, that is a hat. Then I would never talk to that person about boa constructors of primaveral forests or stars. I would bring myself down to his level. I would talk to him about bridge and golf and politics and ethics, and the grown up would be guilty pleased to have met such an sensible man.
Chapter 2.
So, I left my life alone, with one that I could really talk to, until I had an accident with my plane. I the desert of Sahara, 6 years old. Sometimes what's broken in my engine, and as I had with my new mechanic near a new passenger. I set myself to and the difficult repairs alone. It was a question of life or death for me. I had scarcely enough drinking water or last a week. The first night, then I went to sleep on the snow, 1,000 miles from my human habitat. I was more isolated than a shipwrecked sailor on a raft in the middle of the ocean. Thus you can imagine my amazement at source when I was awakened by my aunt on light little voice. It said, if you play if you please drive me a ship. What? Drive me a ship. I jumped to my feet, completely. During the sun, I blinked my eyes hard. I looked careful and around me, and I saw a most extraordinary small person who stood there examining examining me with great seriousness. Here you may see the best portrait that later I was able to make of him, but my dreaming is certainly very much less clear than its model. And in answer he rapped very slowly, as if her speak of matter of great consequence. Is you please read me a sheet. When a misery is too overpowering, one dare not disobey, absurd as it may seem to me, and thousand miles from my human habitation and in danger of death. I took out of my pocket of sheet of paper and my fountain pen, but then I remember how my study had been concentrated of geography, history, anatomy, and grammar. And I told the little chap, a little crowdly too, that I did not know how to drain. He answered me, that doesn't matter, drive me a sheep, but I had never drawn a sheep, so I drained for him on one of the two pictures I had drawn so often. It was that of the boat constructor from two outer, and I was astounded to hear the little fellow greet it with, "No, no, I do not want an elephant inside a boa constrictor. A boa constrictor is a very dangerous creature, and an elephant is very cumbersome. Where I live, everything is very small. What I need is a sheep. Drive me a sheep." So then I made a training. He looked at his careful. He said, "No, this sheep is early, very skilled. Make me other." So I made other draining. My friend is exclaimed hintily and indulgently. "You see yourself," he said, "that this is not a sheep, this is a ram. Is it a orange?" So then I did my drinker over once more. But I was wretched too, was like the others. This one is too old. I want sheep that will live a long time, but this time my patience was exhausted because I was in a hurry to start taking my engine apart. So I chose of this drive and drain or an explication with it. This is only his box, the sheet you asked for inside. I was very surprised to see a light breathe over the face my young youth. That is exactly what I wanted it. Do you think that this ship will have a great ideal of grass? Why? Because where I live, everything is very small. There will sure be a new grass for him. I said, it is a very small ship that I have given you. Heaven is heaven overdrive. No, us small than. Look, he has one to sleep. And that is how I made the acquaintance of the little princess.
Chapter number 3. It took me a long time to learn where he came from. The little prince, who asked me so many questions, never seemed to hear the ones I asked him. His hand from words dropped changed that little bit later. Everything has revealed to me. The first time he saw my airplane. For instance, I shall not drive my airplane. That would be much too complex for me. He asked me, what is that object? That is not an object. It files it is my airplane. It is my airplane. And I has proud to have him learn that I could fly. He cried out then, what, you dropped down from the ski? Yes, I am her modellist. Oh, that is funny. And the little prince broke into a lovely peal of laughter, which irritated me very much. I like my misfortunes to be taken serious. Then he added, so you to home from the ski. Which is your planet? At that moment I caught a gleam of light in the impenetrable mystery of the princess and in the man. Do you come from another planet? But he did not reply. He tossed his head heavily with taking his eyes from planet. It is true that on that you can have come from very far away. And he sank into reverie, which lasts a long time. Then taking my sheep of the hip pocket, he buried himself in the completion of his trees. You can imagine how my curiosity has aroused by this half confidence about the other's plan. I made an great effort, therefore, to find out more on this subject. My little man, where do you come from? What is where I live? Of which you speak? Where do you want to take your ship? After a reflective silence, he answered, the thing that I so good about the box you have given me that at night he can use it's his house. That is so, and if you're good, I will give you a string to so that you can tie him during the day and apostrophe him. But the little prince seemed shocked by this offer. Tie him, what a queer idea! But if you don't see him, I sighed. He will wander off somewhere and get lost. My friend broke in another peal of laughter. But where do you think he will go? Anywhere, a stranger and of him. The little prince sighed earnestly. That does matter where I live, everything is so small. And with a spark, a hit of sands, they added. A stranger, I wit of him, nobody can go very far.
Chapter number 4. Ashley Scorsia. I had thus learned a second fact of great importance. This was that the planet the little prism came from was scarcely any larger than a house, but that did not really surprise my much. I know very well that in addition to the great planets, such as the Earth, Jupiter, Mars, Venus, to which we have given names, there are also hundreds of others, some of which are so small that one has a hard time seeing them through the telescope. When an astronomer discovers one of these, he does not give it a name, but only a number. He might call it, for example, asteroid 325. I have serious reason to believe that the planet from which the little princess came is the asteroid known as B 612. This asteroid has only once been seen through the telescope. That was by Turkish astronomer in 1909. On making his discovery, the astronomer had presented it to the International Astronomical Congress in a great demonstration, but he was in Turkish custom, and so nobody would believe what he said. Ground-ups are like that. Fortunately, however, for the reputation of asteroid B 612, a Turkish dictator might allow that his subjects, under pain of death, should chance to European custom. So in 1920, the astronomer gave his demonstration all over again, dressed with impressive skill and elegance, and this time everybody accepted his report. If I have told you these details about the asteroid and made a note of its number for you, it is an account of the group ups and their ways. When you tell them that you have met a new friend, they never ask you any question about essential matters. They never say to you, what does his voice sound like? What games does he love best? Does, does he collect butterflies? Instead, they demand, how old is he? How many brothers has he? How much does he weigh? How much money does his father make? Only from these figures do they think they have learning and knowing about him. If you were to say to the grown-ups, I say a beautiful house made of rosy brick with geraniums in the windows and doves on the roof. They will not be able to get any idea of that house at all. You will have to say to them, I saw a house that cost 20,000. Then they will exclaim, oh, what a pretty house that is. Just so you might say to them, the proof that the little prince said is that he was charming, that they loved it, and that he was looking for a sheep. If anybody wants a sheep, that is a proof that he exists. And what would I it do to tell them that? They will shrug their shoulders and treat you like a shield. But if you say to them, the planet he comes from is asteroid B612, then they will be convinced and leave you in peace from their questions. They are like that. One must not hold it against them. Children should always show great forbearance toward grown-up people, but certainly for youth who understand life, figures are a matter of indifference. I should have liked to make this story in the fashion of the fairy tales. I should have liked to say, once upon a time there was a little princess who lived on a planet that was scarlet and bigger than himself and who had need of a sheep. To those who understand life, that world had give a much greater air of truth to my story. For I do not want anyone to read my book, said Leslie. I have suffered too much grief in setting down these memories. 6 years have already passed since my friend went away from me with his sheep. If I try to describe her, it is to make sure that I shall not forget him. To forget a friend is sad. Not everyone has had a friend, and if I forget him, I might become like the grown-ups, who are no longer interested in anything but figures. It is for that purpose, again, that I have bought a box of pens and some pencils. It is hard to take up drawing again at my age, when I have never made any pictures except those of the boa constrictor from the outside and the boa constrictor from the inside. Since I was 6, I shall certainly try to make my portraits as true to life as possible, but I am not all sure of success. One drawing goes aloud and right, and another has no resemblance to its subject. I make some errors. Too, in the little princess, in one place he is too tall and in another too short, and I feel some doubts about the color of this costume, so I fumble along as best I can. No good, no bad, and I have generally failed to middling. In certain more important details, I shall make mistakes also, but that is something that will not be my fault. My friend never explained anything to me. He thought perhaps that I was like himself, but I alas do not know how to see sheep through the wall of boxes. Perhaps I am a little like the grown-ups. I have had to grow old.
Chapter 5. As each day passes, I will learn, in our talk, something about the little prince planet, his departure from it, his journey. The information will come very slowly, as it may chance to fall from his talks. It was in this way that I heard, on the third day, about the catastrophe of the baobabs. This time, once more, I have the ship to thank it for it, for the little prince asked me abruptly, as if seized by a great doubt. It is true, isn't it, that sheep eat little bushes? Yes, that is true. Oh, I am glad. I did not understand why it was so important that sheep should eat little bushes, but the little prince added, then it follows that they also eat baobabs. I pointed out to the little prince that baobabs were not little bushes, but on the contrary, trees as big as castles, and that even if he took a whole herd of elephants away with him, the herd would not eat up one single baobab. The idea of the herd of elephants made the little prince laugh. We will have to put them one on the top of other, he said. But he made a wise comment. Before they grow so big, the baobabs start out by being little. That is strictly correct, I said. But why do you want the sheep to eat the little baobabs? He answered me at once. Oh, come, as if he were speaking of something that was self-evident, and I was obligated to make a great mental effort to solve this problem without any assistance. Indeed, as I learned, there were on the planet where the little prince lived, as on all planets, good plants and bad plants. In consequence, there were good seeds from good plants, and bad seeds from bad plants. But seeds are invisible. They sleep deep in the heart of the earth's darkness, until some among them is seized with the desire to awaken. Then this little seed will stretch itself and begin timidly at first to push a charming little sprig inoffensively upward toward the sun. If it is only a sprout of radish or the sprig of a rose bush, one will let it grow wherever it might wish. But when it is a bad plant, one must destroy it as soon as possible, the very first instant that one recognizes it. Now, there were some terrible seeds on the planet that was the home of the little prince, and these were the seeds of the baobab. The soil of that planet was infested with them. A baobab is something you will never be able to get rid of if you attend it too late. It spreads over the entire planet. It bores clear through it with its roots, and if the planet is too small and the baobabs are too many, they split it in pieces. It is a question of discipline. The little prince said to me later on, when you finish your own toilet in the morning, then it is time to attend to the toilet of your planet. Just so, with the greatest care. You must see to it that you pull up regularly all the baobabs at the very first moment when they can be distinguished from the rose bushes, which they resemble so closely in their earliest youth. It is very tedious work, the little prince added, but very easy. And one day he said to me, you ought to make a beautiful drawing so that the children where you live can see exactly how all this is. That would be very useful to them if they were to travel some day sometimes, he added. There is no harm in putting off a piece of work until another day, but when it is a matter of baobabs, that always means a catastrophe. I knew a planet that was inhabited by a lazy man. He neglected three little bushes. So, as the little princess described it to me, I have made a drawing of that planet. I do not much like to take the tone of a moralist, but the danger of the baobabs is so little understood, and such considerable risk will be run by anyone who might get lost on an asteroid. That for once I am breaking through my reserve. Children, I say plainly, watch out for the baobabs. My friends, like myself, have been skirting this danger for a long time, without ever knowing it, and so it is for them that I have worked so hard over this drawing. The lesson which I pass on by this means is worth all the trouble it has cost me. Perhaps you will ask me, why are there no other drawing in this book as magnificent and impressive as this drawing of the baobabs? The reply is simple. I have tried, but with the others I have not been successful. When I made the drawing of the baobabs, I was carried beyond myself by the inspiring force of urgent necessity.
Chapter 6.
Oh, little prince, but by bit I came to understand the secrets of your sad little life. For a long time you had found your only entertainment in the cute pleasure of looking at the sunset. I learned that new detail on the morning of the fourth day, when you say to me, I am very fond of sunsets. Come, let's go look at the sun now. But we must wait, I say. Wait for what? For the sunset. We must wait until it is time. At first you seemed to be very much surprised, and then you laughed to yourself. You say to me, I'm always thinking that I am at home. Just so, everybody knows that when it is noon in the United States, the sun is setting over France. If you could fly to France in 1 minute, you could go just straight into the sunset right from noon. Unfortunately, France is so far away for that. But on your teeny planet, my little prince, all you need to do is move your chair off a few steps. You can see the day and at the twilight falling whenever you like. One day, you say to me, I saw the sunset 44 times, and a little later you added, you know, one loves the sunset when one is so sad. Were you so sad then? I asked, on the day of the 44 sunsets, but the little prince made no reply.
Chapter 7.
The little prince asked a question. It's about whether chef a flower with Thor, the narrator. Distract the problems with his plan. Carelessly responds that Thor are usually the light prince become angry, target that flower have Thor for protection. Then that is it is important to understand purpose. The life principle de comparar the narrator do adult one is only care about is important matter some do no value through significant his emotion talking about a unique flow or is que planet tak could be destroyed be a check the narrator realized the importance of the little friendship concern comfort in of, offering, though el protect the flower flower the sense and with the narrador reflecting on the difficulty of connecting with the life principle in its moment of pain.
Chapter 8. Ison learning to know this flower better. On the Little Princess planet, the flower had always been very simple. They had only one row of petals. They took up no room at all. They were a trouble to nobody. One morning they would appear in the grass, and by night they would have faded peacefully away. But one day, from a seed blown from no one knew where, a new flower had come up, and the little princess had watched very closely over this small sprout, which was not like any other small sprouts on his planet. It might, you see, have been a new kind of baobab. The shrub soon stopped growing and began to get ready to produce a flower. The little princess, who was present at the first appearance of a huge bud, felt at once that some sort of miraculous apparition must emerge from it. But the flowers was not satisfied to complete the preparations for her beauty in the shelter of her green chamber. She chose her color with the greatest care. She dressed herself slowly. She adjusted her petals one by one. She did not wish to go out into the world all rumpled, like the field puppies. It was only in the full radiance of her beauty that she wished to appear. Oh yes, she was a coquettish creature, and her mysterious adornment lasted for days and days. Then one morning, exactly at sunrise, she suddenly showed herself, and after working with all this painstaking precision, she yawned and said, "Ah, I am scarcely awake. I beg that you will excuse me. My petals are still all disarrayed." But the little princess could not restrain his admiration. "Oh, how beautiful you are!" "I am not," the flower responded sweetly, "and I was born at the same moment as the sun." The little princess could guess easily enough that she was not any too modest, but how moving and exciting she was. "I think it is time for breakfast," she added an instant later, "if you would have the kindness to think of my needs." And the little princess, completely abashed, went to look for a sprinkling can of fresh water, so he attended the flower. So, too, she began very quickly to torment it with her vanity, which was, if the truth be known, a little difficult to deal with. One day, for instance, when she was speaking of her for thorns, she said to the little princess, "Let the tigers come with their claws." "There are no tigers on my planet," the little princess objected, "and anyway tigers do not eat weeds." "I'm not a weed," the flower replied sweetly. "Please excuse me. I'm not at afraid of tigers," she went on, "but I have a horror of drafts. I suppose you would have a screen for me." "A horror of drafts, that is Baldu for a plant," remarked the little princess, and added to himself, "This flower is a very complex creature. At night I want you to put me under a glass globe. It is very cold where you lie, in the place I can form." But she interrupted herself at that point. She had come in the form of a seed, She would not have known anything of any other words, embarrassed over having let herself be caught on the verge of such an untruth. She coached two or three times in order to put the little princess in the wrong. The screen. I was just going to look for it when you spoke to me. Then she forced her code a little more so that he should suffer and memorize just the same. So the little princess, in spite of all the goodwill that was inseparable for his love, had some come to doubt her. He had taken seriously words which were without importance, and it made him very unhappy. I thought now I have listened to her. He confided to me one day. One never know ought to listen to flower. One should simply look at them and breathe their fragrance. My perfect and my planet, but I didn't know how to take pleasure in all her grace. This tale of clouds, which disturbed me so much, should only have filled my heart with tenderness and pity. And he continued his confidence. The fact is that I did not know how to understand anything. I ought to have judged by this and not by words. She cast herself fragrance and her radiance over me. I ought never to have run away from her. I ought to have guessed all the affection that lay behind her poor little stratagems. Flowers are so inconstant, but I was too young to know how to love her.
Samara Mazo Escobar, Chapter 9. I believe that for his escape he took advantage of the migration of a flock of wild birds. On the morning of his departure he put his planet in perfect order. He carefully cleaned out his active volcanoes. He possessed two active volcanoes, and they were very convenient for eating his breakfast in the morning. He also had one volcano that was extinct, but, as he said, one never knows. So he cleaned out the extinct volcano too. If they are well cleaned out, volcanoes burn slowly and steadily, without any eruptions. Volcanic eruptions are like fires in a chimney. I have been silly, she said to him at last. I ask your forgiveness. Try to be happy. He was surprised by this absence of reproaches. He stood there all believed the glass globe held arrested in my hair. He did not understand this quiet sweetness. Of course, I love you, the flower said to him. It's my fault that you have not known it all the while. That is of no importance, but you have been just a foolish ass. Try to be happy. Let the glass globe be. I don't want it anymore. On our Earth, we are obviously much too small to clean out volcanoes. That is why they bring no end of trouble upon us. The little prince also pulled up, with a certain sense of detection, the last light shoots of the baobabs. He believed that he would never want to return, but on this last morning all this familiar task seemed very precious to him. And when he watered the flower for the last time and prepared to place her under his leader of the glass globe, he realized that he was very close to tears. Goodbye, he said to the flower, but she made no answer. Goodbye, he said again. The flower cowed, but it was not because she had a cold, but the wind. My cold is not so bad as I thought. The cold night air will do me good. I am flower, but the animals. Well,
I must endure the presence of 2 or 3 caterpillars if I wish to become acquainted with the butterflies. It seems they are very beautiful, and if not butterflies and the caterpillars, who will call upon me? You will be far away. As for the large animals, I am not at all afraid of any of them. I have my claws. And naively she showed her 4 thorns. Then she added, "Don't linger like this. You have decided to away. Now go." For she did not want him to see her crying. She was such a proud flower.
Chapter 10.
The second planet was inhabited by a conceited man. Ah, I am about to receive a visit from an admirer, he exclaimed from afar, when he first saw the light princess coming. For two conceited men, all other men admirers. "Good morning," said the light princess. "That is a queer hat you are wearing. It's a hard for salute," the conceited man replied. "It is to rise in salute when people acclaim me." "Yes," said the light princess, who did not understand what the conceited man was talking about. "Clap your hats on against the other," the conceited man now directed him. The light princess clapped his hat. The conceited man raised his hat in a modest salute. This is more entertaining than the visit to the king, the light prince said to himself, and he began again to clap his hands, one against the other. The conceited man again raised his hat in salute. After 5 minutes of this exercise, the little prince grew tired of the game's monotony. "And what should one do to make the dad come down?" he asked. But the conceited man did not hear him. Conceited people never hear a tiny book but praise. "Do you really admire me very much?" he demanded of the light prince. "What does that mean, admire?" "To admire means that you regard me as the handsome, the best dressed, the richest, and the most intelligent man on this planet. But you are the only man on your planet. To me, these kingdoms are me just the same." "I admire you," said the light prince, shrugging his shoulders slightly. But what is there in the that to interest you so much?" And the light prince went away. "The grown-ups are certainly very odd," he said to himself as they continued on his journey.
Hello, today I'm here to talk to you about chapter 11, The Little Prince. The second planet was inhabited by a considered man. I am about to receive a visit from an admirer, This clan from afar when he first saw the little prince coming for to consider men, all other men are admires. Good morning, sighed the little princess. That is where had you are carrying. Good morning, sighed the little princess. That is where had you are wearing. It is a hat for salutes. They consider man replied. It is rice. In salute when people acclaim me. Unfortunately, nobody at all ever passes this way. Yes, sighed the little princess, who did not understand what the considered man was talking about. Clap your hands once against the other. The considered man now directed him. The little princess clapped his hands. The considered man raised his hat a modest salute. This is more entertaining than the visit to the king. The little prince sighed to himself and he began again to clap his hands once against the other. The considered man again raised his hat saluted. After 5 minutes of this exercise, the little prince grew tired of the game's monotony. And what should one do to make that calm down? He asked. But the considered man did not hear him. Considered people never hear anything but praise. Do you really admire very much? He demanded of the little princess. What does that mean, admire? To admire means that you regard me as the handsomest, the best dressed, the richest, and the most intelligent man of this planet. But you are the only man on your planet. Don't make this kindness admire me whose design. I admire you, sighed the little prince, shrugging his shoulders slightly. But why is there in that to interest you so much? And the little prince went away. The grown-ups are certainly very odd. He sighed to himself as he continued on his journey.
Chapter 12, presented by Sebastián Obregón. The next planet was inhabited by a tippler. This was a very short visit, but it plunged the little prince into deep dejection. "What are you doing there?" he said to the tippler, whom he found settled down in silence before a collection of empty bottles and also a collection of full bottles. "I am drinking," replied the tippler with a lugubrious air. "Why are you drinking?" demanded the little prince. "So that I may forget," replied the tippler. "Forget what?" inquired the little prince, who already was sorry for him. "Forget that I am Ashmet," the tippler confessed, hanging his head. Ashmet of what? Insisted the little prince, who wanted to help him. Ashmet of drinking. The tippler brought his speech to an end and shut himself up in an impregnable silence. And the little prince went away, puzzled. The grown-ups are simply very, very odd, he said to himself, and he continued on his journey. Chapter 13, presented by Sebastián Obregón. The fourth planet belonged to a businessman. This man was so much occupied that he did not even raise his head at the little prince's arrival. "Good morning," the little prince said to him. "Your cigarette has gone out. 3 and 2 make 5. 5 and 7 make 12. 12 and 3 make 15. Good morning. 15 and 7 make 22. 22 and 6 make 28. I haven't time to light it again. 26 and 5 make 31. Phew! Then that makes 501,622,731. 500 million what? Asked the little prince. Are you still there? 501 million. I can't stop. I have so much to do. I am concerned with matters of consequence. I don't amuse myself with balderdash. 2 and 5 make 7. 501 million what? Repeated the little prince, who never in his life had let go of a question once he asked it. The businessman raised his head. During the 54 years that I have inhabited this planet, I have been disturbed only 3 times. The first time was 22 years ago, when some giddy goose fell from goodness knows where. He made the most frightful noises that resounded all over the place, and I made 4 mistakes in my addition. The second time, 11 years ago, I was disturbed by an attack of rheumatism. I don't get enough exercise. I have no time for laughing. The third time, well, this is it. I was saying, then 501 millions. Millions of what? The businessman suddenly realized that there was no hope of being left in peace until he answered this question. Millions of those little objects, he said, which one sometimes sees in the sky. Flies? Oh no, little glittering objects. Bees? Oh no, little golden objects that set lazy men to little dreaming. As for me, I am concerned with matters of consequence. There is no time for any little dreaming in my life. Ah, you mean the stars? Yes, that's it, the stars. And what do you do with 500 million of stars? 501,622,731. I am concerned with matters of consequence. I am accurate. And what do you do with these stars? What do I do with them? Yes, nothing. I own them. You own the stars? Yes, but I have already seen a king who kings do not own. They reign over. It is a different matter. And what good does it you do to own the stars? It does me the good of making me rich. And what good does it to do to be rich? It makes it possible for me to buy more stars, if any are discovered. This man, the little prince said to himself, reasons a little may like my poop tippler. Nevertheless, he still had some more questions. How is it possible for one to own the stars? To whom do they belong? The businessman retorted peevishly. I don't know, to nobody? Then they belong to me, because I was the first person to think of it. Is that all that necessary? Certainly. When you find a diamond that belongs to nobody, it is yours. When you discover an island that belongs to nobody, it is yours. When you get an idea before anyone else, you take out of your patent of it. It is yours. So with me, I own the stars, because nobody else before me ever thought of owning them. Yes, that is true, said the little prince. And what do you do with them? I administer them, replied the businessman. I count them and recount them. It is difficult, but I am a man who is naturally interested in matters of consequence. The little prince was still not satisfied. If I owned a silk scarf, he said, I could put it around my neck and take it away with me. If I owned a flower, I could pluck that flower and take it away with me. But you cannot pluck the stars from heaven. No, but I can put them in the bank. Whatever does that mean? That means that I write the number of my stars on a little paper, and then I put this paper in a drawer and lock it with a key. And that is all? That is a no, said the businessman. It is entertaining, thought the little prince. It's horrific poetic, but it is no great in consequence. On matters of consequence, the little prince had ideas which were very different from those of the grown-ups. I myself own a flower. He continued his conversation with businessmen, which I water every day. I own 3 volcanoes, which I clean out every week, for I also cleaned out the one that exists once never knows. It is of some use to my volcanoes, and it is of some use to my flower, that I own them. But you are of no use to the stars. The businessman opened his mouth, but he found nothing to say in answer. And the little prince went away. The grown-ups are certainly altogether extraordinary, he said simply, talking to himself as he continued on his journey.
Chapter 14. Mylene Perez. The fifth planet was very strange. It was the smallest of all. There was just in your room on the 4-strip lamp a lamp painter. The little prince was not able to reach any explanation on the use of the strip lamp a lamp painter. Somewhere in the heavens, on the planet which had no people, I know one house. But he said to himself, nevertheless, it may well be that this man is absurd, but he is no absurd of the king, the conceit man, the punishment, and the tippler. For at the last his work have some meaning when he lights a strip lamp. It is as if he brings one more star to life, or one flowers. When I put out his lamp, he second the flowers of the star to sleep. This is a beautiful occupation, and the sign is as beautiful is the troll's self. When I arrived on the planet, he respectfully saluted the lamp painter. "Good morning. Why have you just put off your lamp?" "These are the orders," replied the lamp painter. "Good morning." "What are the orders?" "The orders are that I put out my lamp." "Good evening." And he lighted his lamp again. "But why have you just lighted it again?" "Those are the orders," replied the lamp painter. "I don't understand," said the little prince. "There's nothing to understand," said the lamp painter. "Orders are orders. Good morning." And he put his lamp. Then he mopped his forehead with a hat-brief decoration with a red scratch. "I followed after a profession. It's a old days. It was a response. I put the lamp on the morning, and night the every night. I light it again. I have the rest of the day for relation, and the rest of the night for sleep." "And the orders have been changed since the time?" "The orders have not been changed," said the lamp painter. "This is not the tragedy. From the years to years the planners was turned more rapidly, and the orders have not been changed." "The what?" skittled the little prince. "Then the planning now marks a complete turn every minute, and I no longer have a second for repose. Once every minute I have to light the lamp and put it out. That's very funny. A day lasts only a minute. Here where you like." "This is not funny at all," said the lamp painter. "Well, we have been talking target a month has gone by." "A month?" "Yes, a month. 3 minutes, 3 days. Good evening." "Have they lighted his lamp again?" asked the little prince watching him. He held the high loved this lamp painter who was so faithful to his orders. He remembered the sunset which himself had go to sleep in other days, merely by pulling up his chair, and the wap to help his friend. "You know," she said, "I can tell you a way you can rest whenever you want to." "Always want to rest," said the lamp painter, "for it is possible for a man to be hurtful and lazy at the same time." The little prince went on with his explanation. "Your planet is smile. What the 3 streets will take you all and around it to be always a sunshine. You need only walk alone, very slow. When you want to rest, you will walk and the day will last as long as you like." "That doesn't do me much good," said the lamp painter. "Then one thing I love in life is so sleep." "Then you unlock," said the little prince. "I am unlocked," said the lamp painter. "Good morning." And he put on his lamp. "The man," said the little prince to himself, "have the continued father of the journey. These men will be scrummed by all the others, by the king, by the councilman, by the tippler, by the punishment. Nevertheless, I'm the only one of them all who does not seem to ridiculous." Perhaps that is because he is thinking of someone else pacing himself. He rather think of regret and say to himself again, that man is the only one of the things I want I could have made my friend. But his planet is not too small. There is no room on it for two people. What the little prince did not dare confess was the sorry month of the length this planet, because he was blessed every day with 14 seconds.
Page 15. Oh, look, here is an explorer. Where do you come from? Said the old gentleman Eugene. I could not tell you that either, but you are a geographer. Exactly, the geographer said. But I am not an explorer. I haven't a single explorer on my planet. What does that mean? Ephemeral? Geographics, said the geographer, are the books which of all books are most concerned with matters of consequence, but extinct volcanoes may come to life again. The little prince interpreted. What does that mean? Ephemeral? It means which is in danger of speedy disappearance.
Chapter 17 by Evelyn Yelena Puerta Jaramillo. When one wishes to play the wit, he sometimes wanders a little from the truth. I have not been altogether honest in what I have told you about the lamplighters, and I realize that I run the risk of giving a false idea of our planet to those who do not know it. Men occupy a very small place upon the earth. If the 2 billion inhabitants who people its surface were all to stand upright and somewhat crowded together, as they do for some big public assembly, they could easily be put into one public square 20 miles long and 20 miles wide. All humanity could be piled up on a small Pacific islet. The grown-ups, to be sure, will not believe you when you tell them that. They imagine that they fill a great deal of space. They fancy themselves as important as the baobabs. You should advise them, then, to make their own calculations. They are their figures, and that will please them. But do not waste your time on this extra task. It is unnecessary. You have, I know, confidence in me. When the little prince arrived on the earth, he was very much surprised not to see any people. He was beginning to be afraid he had come to the wrong planet, when a coil of gold, the color of the moonlight, flashed across the sand. "Good evening," said the little prince courteously. "Good evening," said the snake. "What planet is this on which you have come down?" asked the little prince. "This is the earth. This is Africa," the snake answered. "Ah, then there are no people in the earth?" "This is the desert. There are no people in the desert. The earth is large," said the snake. The little prince sat down on a stone and raised his eyes toward the sky. "I wonder," he said, "whether the stars are set alight in heaven so that one day each one of us may find his own again. Look at my planet. It is right there above us, but how far away it is." "It is beautiful," the snake said. "What has brought you here?" "I have been having some trouble with a flower," said the little prince. "Ah," said the snake, and they were both silent. "Where are the men?" The little prince at last took up the conversation again. It is a little lonely in the desert. It is also lonely among men, the snake said. The little prince gazed at him for a long time. "You are a funny animal," he said at last. "You are not tighter than a finger." "But I'm more powerful than the finger of a king," said the snake. The little prince smiled. "You're not very powerful. You haven't even any feet. You cannot even travel." "I can carry you farther than any ship could take you," said the snake. He twined himself around the little prince's ankle like a golden bracelet. "Whomever I touch, I send back to the earth from whence he came." The snake spoke again. "But you are innocent and true, and you come from a star." The little prince made no reply. "You move me to pity. You are so weak on this earth made of granite," the snake said. "I can have you someday if you grow too homesick for your own planet. I can—" "Oh, I understand you very well," said the little prince. "But why do you always speak in riddles?" "I'll solve them now," said the snake, and they were both silent.
Chapter 18 by Evelyn Yelena Puerta Jaramillo. The little prince crossed the desert and met with only one flower. It was a flower with 3 petals, a flower of no account at all. "Good morning," said the little prince. "Good morning," said the flower. "Where are the men?" the little prince asked politely. The flower had once seen a caravan passing. "Men?" she showed. "I think there are 6 or 7 of them in existence. I saw them several years ago, but one never knows where to find them. The wind blows them away. They have no roots, and that makes their life very difficult." "Goodbye," said the little prince. "Goodbye," said the flower.
Hi, I am Jose Daniel Ramirez and I am going to read chapter number 19. After that, the little prince climbed a high mountain. The only mountains he had ever known were the 3 volcanoes, which came up to his knees, and he used the extinct volcano as a footstool from a mountain as high as this one. He said to himself, "I shall be able to see the whole planet at one glance and all the people." But he saw nothing, save peaks of rock that were sharpened like needles. "Good morning," he said curiously. "Good morning, good morning, good morning," answered the echo. "Who are you?" said the little prince. "Who are you? Who are you? Who are you?" answered the echo. "Be my friends. I am all alone," he said. "I am all alone, all alone, all alone," answered the echo. What a queer planet, he thought. It is altogether dry and altogether pointed and altogether harsh and forbidding. And the people have no imagination. They repeat whatever one says to them. On my planet, I had a flower. She always was the first to speak.
Hello, my name is David. This is my chapter 20, The Little Princess.
But I have not that after walking for a long time through sand and rocks and snow. The little princess at last came upon a rat, and all roads lead to the abode of men. "Good morning," he said. He was standing before a garden, all abloom with roses. "Good morning," said the roses. The little princess gazed at them. They all looked like his flower. "How are you?" he demanded, thunderstruck. "We are roses," the roses said, and he was overcome with sadness. His flower had told him that she was the only one of her kind in all the universe, and here we were 5,000 of them, all alike, in one single garden. She would be very much an object beside thought himself. I she should see that. She would call most dreamfully, and she would pretend that she was dying to avoid being launched at. I am should be obligated to pretend that I was turning her back to life, for I did not do that. To humble myself also, the world really allow herself to die. Then he went on with reflection. I thought that I was rich, with a flower that was unique in the world. And I had was a common rose and three volcans to come up to the my next. And on of them ferments extinct forever that dons may make me a very great princess. And he lay down in the grass and cried.
My name is Johan Rodriguez and I will read chapter 21. It was then that the fox appeared. Good morning, said the fox. Good morning, the little princess responded politely. Although when he turned around, he said nothing. I am right here, the boy said under the apple tree. Who are you? Asked the little princess, and added, You are very pretty to look at. I am a fox, the fox said. Come and play with me, proposed the little princess. I am so happy. I cannot play with you, the fox said. I am not tamed. Ah, please excuse me, said the little prince. But after some talk he added, What does that mean, tame? You do not live here, said the fox. What is it that you are looking for? I am looking for men, said the little princess. The little prince. What does that mean, tame? Men, said the fox. They have guns, and they hunt. It is very disturbing. They also raise chickens. These are their only interest. Are you looking for chickens? No, said the little princess. The little prince. I am looking for friends. What does that mean, tame? It is an act to often neglect, said the fox. It means to establish ties. To establish ties? Use that, said the fox. To me you are still nothing more than a little boy who is just like 100,000 other little boys, and I have no need of you, and you, of your part, have no need of me. To you, I am nothing more than a fox like 100,000 other foxes. But if you tame me, then we shall need each other. To me, you will be unique in all the world. To you, I shall be unique in all the world. I am beginning to understand, said the little prince. There is a flower. I think that she has tamed me. It is possible, said the fox. On the earth, one sees all sorts of things. Oh, but this is not on the earth, said the little prince. The fox seemed perplexed and very curious. On another planet? Yes. Are there hunters on that planet? No. And that is interesting. Are there chickens? No. Nothing is perfect, said the fox. But he came back to his idea. My life is very monotonous, the fox said. I hunt chickens, men hunt me. All the chickens are just alike, and all the men are just alike, and in consequence, I am a little bored. But if you tame me, it will be as if the sun came to shine on my life. I shall know the sound of a step that will be different from all the others. Other steps send me hurrying back underneath the ground. Your will call me, like music, out my burrow. And then look, you see the grain fields down yonder? I do not eat bread. What is of no use to me? The wheat fields have nothing to say to me, and that is sad. But you have hair that is the color of gold. Think how wonderful that will be when you have tamed me. The grain, which is also golden, will bring me back the dog of you, and I shall love to listen to the wind in the wheat. The fox gazed at the little prince for a long time. Please take me, he said. I want to very much, the little prince replied. But I have not much time. I have friends to discover and great many things to understand. One only understands the things that one tames, said the fox. Men have no more time to understand anything. They buy things already made at the shops. But there is no shop anywhere where one can buy friendship, and so men have no friends anymore. If you want a friend, tame me. What must I do to tame you? What must I do to tame you? Asked the little prince. You must be very patient, replied the fox. First you will sit down at a little distance from me, like that, in the grass. I shall look at you out of the corner of my eye, and you will say nothing. Words are the source of my mind's understanding. But you will sit a little closer to me every day. The next day the little prince came back. It would have been better to come back at the same hour, said the fox. If, for example, you come at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, then at 3 o'clock I shall begin to be happy. I shall feel happier, and the hour advance. At 4 o'clock I shall already be whirring and jumping about. I shall show you how happy I am. But if you come at just any time, I shall never know at what hour my heart is to be to greet you. One must observe the proper rites. What is a rite? Asked the little prince. Those also are actions too often neglected, said the fox. They are what make one day different from other days, 1 hour from other hours, for other hours. There is a rite, for example, among my hunters. Every Thursday they dance with the village girls. So Thursday is a wonderful day for me. I can take a walk as far as the vineyards. But if the hunters danced at just any time, every day would be like every other day, and I should never have any vacation at all. So the little prince tamed the fox, and when the hours of his departure drew near, said the fox, I shall cry. It is your own fault, said the little prince. I never wished you any sort of harm. But you wanted me to tame you. Yes, that is so, said the fox. But now you are going to cry, said the little prince. Yes, that is so, said the fox. Then has done you no good at all. It has done me good, said the fox. Because of the color of the wheat fields, and then be added. Go and look again at the roses.
You will understand now that you're unique in the world. Then come back to say goodbye to me, and I will make you a present of a secret. The little prince went away to look again at the roses. You are not alike like my rose, he said. As yet you are nothing. No one has tamed you, and you have tamed no one. You are like my fox when I first knew him. He was only a fox. He was only a fox like 100,000 other foxes, but I have made him my friend, and now he is unique in all the world. And the roses were very much embraced. You are beautiful, but you are empty. Empty. He went on. One cold could not die for you. To be sure, an ordinary passerby will think that my rose looked just like you, the rose that belongs to me. But in herself alone, she is more important than all the hundreds of you other roses, because it is she that I have withered. Scream, because it is for her that I have killed the caterpillars, except the 2 or 3 that we saved to become butterflies, because it is she that I have listened to when she gumbled or roasted, or ever sometimes when she said nothing, because she is my rose. And he went back to meet the fox. Goodbye, he said. Goodbye, said the fox. And now here is my secret, a very simple secret. It is only with the heart that one can see rightly. What is essential is invisible to the eye. What is essential is invisible to the eye, the little prince repeat. So what he will be sure to remember? It is the time you have wasted for your rose that makes your rose so important. It is the time I have wasted for my rose, said the little prince. So what he will be sure to remember? Men have forgotten this truth, said the fox. But you must not forget it. You become responsible forever for what you have tamed. You are responsible for your rose. Responsible for your rose. I am responsible for my rose, the little prince repeated. So that he will be sure to remember.
Chapter 22 by Juan Pablo Zanabria Calderón. Good morning, said the little prince. Good morning, said the Riley Stishman. What do you hear? The little prince asked. I sort out troubles in bundles of 1,000, said the Stishman. I send off the trains that carry them. Now to the right, now to the left, and a brilliantly lighted express train shocked the Stedman's cabin as it rushed by with a roar like thunder. They are in great hurry, said the little prince. What are they looking for? Not having the locomotive engineer knows that, said the Stishman. And a second brilliantly lighted express thundered by in the opposite direction. Are they coming back all right? demanded the little prince. "These are not the same ones," said the Stitchman. "It is an exchange. Were they not satisfied where they were?" asked the little prince. "Now one is ever satisfied where he is," said the Stitchman, and they heard the running thunder of a third brilliantly lighted express. "Are they pursuing the first travelers?" demanded the little prince. "They are pursuing nothing at all," said the Stitchman. "They are asleep in there, or if they are not asleep, they are yawning. Only the children and flaunting their nose against the window panes. Only the children know what they are looking for," said the little prince. "They waste their time over a doll, and it becomes very important to them. And if anybody takes it away from them, they cry. They are lucky," the Stitchman said.
Chapter 23. In this chapter, the little prince meets a fox who teaches him about the importance of human relationships and love. The fox explains that we are responsible forever for those have you tamed. Love does not consist in gazing at each other, but in looking outward together in the same direction. The fox asks to the little prince to tame her, and he agrees. The fox teaches him to appreciate the beauty of small things and the importance of sharing moments with someone. Later, the fox disappears, but the little prince understands that, "My fox, I love you and you are unique. Love is more important than solitude." This chapter highlights the importance of human connections, love, and responsibility towards others.
Hello, my name is Sarita Cernoveles. I'm going chapter 24. To farewell to ill to Prince Big farewell to Fox. Oh has taken him around to impose thanks would like be and red like ship. The fox tell him, "You are red is going to build forever. For to you have timey thank you. Two for friends. To you it is more in the red steel. True true prince understand that my my heart is full of gloom for my fox. Night still yet up is true pine up look. Then true if true prince Captain Joe's is your name. Reflect killing on two fox and is no fox do dre stain. Up like be and friendship. This guy Peter have listened to and Paul thanks you. Red spawn of Bill in a light shoe chips. Loop and now is stein up up. Ab red seal and stool ubi bayou The ink smile their tiles.
Chapter is 25. Boy Joan Arentofur. The little prince breathed away to the queen and continued on his journey. As we walked, he came across a man stick in a chair, surrounded by cords and levers. The man was constantly pushing boots and pulling cords. "Who are you?" asked the little prince. "I am the stitchman," replied the man. "What do you here?" asked the little prince. "He sends messages," sighed the man. "What's messages?" asked the little prince. "Messages that have no meaning," replied the man. "He transmits them, but he don't know. Say the sky. It's now be buzzing to know. Why do you send them?" asked the little prince. "Because it is me hot," sighed the man. "I have been doing this for years, and he have never stopped to think about what I am doing. It puts me up." The little prince looked at the man with surprise. "Your foot's like the artist," he said. "Yours was busy, but you never saw anything that matters." The swishman looked up, started. "What do you mean?" he asked. "Mean that you're watching your life?" sighed the little prince. "You're not link." The woman looked down. Ashmed never talks about it. "What? Why?" he sighed. The little prince waited for it to the wishman and continued on his journey, pondering the strange occupation of this man.
Chapter 26. Andy Santiago Vélez. Beside the well there was the ruin of an old stone well. When I came back from my work the next evening, I saw from some distance away my little princess sitting in top of a wall, with his feet dangling, and I heard him say, "Then you don't remember, this is not a safe spot." Another voice must have answered him, for he replied to it, "Yes, yes, it's the right date, but this is not the place." I continue my walk toward the wall. At no time did I see or hear anyone. The little princess, however, replied once again, "Exactly, you will see where my track begins, in the sand. You have nothing to do but wait for me there. I shall be there tonight." I was only 20 meters from the wall, and I still said nothing. After a silence, the little princess spoke again. "You have good poison? You are sure that it will not make me suffer too long?" I stopped in my tracks. My heart turned asunder, but still I did not understand. "No, go away," sighed the little princess. "I want to get down from the wall." I dropped my edge, then to the foot of the wall. and I leaped into the air. There before me, facing the little princess, was one of those yellow snakes that take just 30 seconds to bring your life to an end. Even as he was digging into my pocket to get out my revolver and I made a running step back. But at the noise I made, the snake let himself flow as he crossed the sand like the dinner spray of a fountain, and I no apparent hurry disappeared with a light metallic sound among the stones. I reached the wall just in time to catch my little man in my arms. His face was white as snow. What does this mean? I demanded. Why are you talking with snakes? I had loosened the golden muffler that we always wore. I had moistened his temples and had given him some water to drink. And now I did not dare ask him any more questions. He looked at me gravely and put his hands around my neck. I felt his hair beating like the hair of a deer bear, shot with someone's rifle. I'm glad that you have found what was the matter with your engine, he said. No, you can go back home. How do you know about that? I was coming to tell him that my work had been successful, beyond anything that he had dared to hope. He made no answer to my question, but I did. I too, I'm going back home today. Then, sadly, it is much farther, it is more difficult. I was glad that something extraordinary was happening. I was holding him close in my arms, as if he were a little child, and yet it seemed to me that he was rushing headlong towards an abyss from which I could nothing restrain him. He looked very serious, like someone looked far away. I had your ship, I had the ship boats, and I had the muzzle, and he gave me a sad smile. I waited a long time. I could see that we were becoming little bit little. Dear little man, I said to him, you are afraid. He was afraid, there was no doubt about that, but he laughed lightly. I shall be much more afraid this evening. Once again I felt my feelings frozen by the scene of something irreparable, and I knew that I could not bear the know of never hearing that laugh anymore. For me, it was like a spring of fresh waters in the desert. Little man, I said, I want to hear you laugh again. But he said to me, tonight I will be a year. My star then can be found right above the place where I came to earth a year ago. Little man, I say, tell me that it is only a bad dream. This affair of the snake and meeting place and the star. But he did not answer my plea. He said to me, instead, the thing that is important is the thing that is not seen. Yes, I know. It is just as it is with the flower. If you love a flower that lies on a star, it is with sweet to look at the sky at night, as the stars are bloom with flower. Yes, I know. It is just it is with the wear, because of the pulley and the rope. What you gave me to drink was like music. You remember how good it was. Yes, I know. And at night you will look up the stars, where like everything is so small that I cannot show you where my star is to be found. It is better like that. My star will just be one of the stars for you, and so you will love to watch all the stars in the heavens. They will all be your friends, and besides, I am going to make you a present. He laughed again. And little Princey, dear little Princey, I love to hear the louder. This is my present, just that. I will be as it was when we drank the water. What are you trying to say? All men have their star, we answered, but they are not something for different people. For some who are travelers, their stars are gifts. For others, they are no more than little lights in the sky. For others, who are scholars, they are problems. For my business men, they were big will, but all their stars are silent. You alone, we have the stars, and no else has them. What are you trying to say? In one of the stars I shall be living, and in one of them I shall be loving. And so it will be as in the star we're loving, when you look at the sky at night. You, only you, will have the star that can love. And he laughed again. And when your sorrow is comforted, time solved all sorrows, you will be content that you have known me. You will always be my friend. You will want to love with me. And you will sometimes open your window so for the cloud will soar. And your friends will be properly astonished to see you lying. As you look up the sky, then you will say to them, yes, the star will make me laugh. And they will think you are crazy. It will be a very shabby trick that I shall have played on you. And he laughed again. It will be as if, in place of the stars, I had given a great number of little bells that knew how to laugh. And he laughed again. Then he really became serious. Tonight, you know, though not come, I shall not leave you, I say. I shall look as if were suffering. I shall look at a little prince if I'm weary then. It is like that. Do not come to see that. It is not worth the trouble. I shall not leave you, but he was worried. I tell you, it is also because of the snake. He must not beat you. Snakes, they are malicious creatures. This one might bite you from fun. I shall not leave you. But a tongue came to rescue him. It is true that he had no more poison for a second bite. That night I did not see him nor see him away. He got away from my without making a sound. When I succeeded in catching up with him, he was walking along with a quick and resolute step. He said to me, merrily, ah, you are there. And he took my bead the hand, but he was still worrying. I was warned of you to come. You will suffer. I shall look as if were dead, and that will not be true. I say nothing. You understand? It is too fair. I cannot carry this body with me. It's too heavy. I say nothing. But I will be like on an abandoned shield. There is not sad about old shields. I say nothing. He was a little disconcerted, but he made one more effort. You know, it will be very nice, I too, shall look at the stars. All the stars will be with a rosy play. All the stars will pour out fresh water for me to drink. I say nothing. That will be so amazing. You will be 500 million little bells, and I shall have 500 million springs of fresh water. And he to say nothing more, because he was crying. Here it is, let me go on myself. And he said no, because he was afraid. Then he said again, you know my flower, I am responsible for her, and she is so weak. She is unnamed. She has 4 thorns of no cell. They protect her again at the world. To say dumb, because I was not able to stand up any longer. There, no, that is all. He still hesitated a little. Then he got up. He took one step. I could not move. There was nothing but a flash of yellow close to his ankle. He remained motionless for an instant. He did not cry out. He felt gently as a tree falls. There was not even any sound because of the sand.
Chapter 27 by Jason Viloria. And now, by the way, it's been 6 years. I have never told this story yet. The comrades who saw me again were very happy to find me alive. I was sad, but I told them it's just fatigue. Now, I am a little bit more conformed. I met not completely, but I know that he returned to his planet. Because when the sun came up, I didn't feel his body. I want such a heavy body. And I like to listen to the stars at the night. They're like 500 million bells. But then something extraordinary happens. I forgot to add a little swab to muslin I drew for the little prince. He will never have been able to put it on the lamp. So I asked myself, what happened on your planet? Perhaps the lamp has eaten the flowers. I say to myself, certainly not. The little prince keeps his flowers on his glass globe every night and keeps a close eye on his lamp. Then I am and all the stars laugh softly. Other times I say to myself, one can be distracted at any moment, and that's enough. Did one ever forget the glass globe? Or did the lamp go out quickly during the night? Then the bulbs are thrown into theirs. That is a great mystery for you who also love the little prince. As for me, nothing in the universe is same. It's somewhere we do not where. A lamp we do not has eaten or not arose. Look at the sky. Ask yourself, did the lamp eat the flowers or not? And you will see how everything changes. And no adult will understand how important this is. This is for me the most beautiful and the saddest landscape in the world. It is the same landscape as the previous page, but I do it again to show it to you clearly. It is here that the little prince appeared on the earth and then disappears. Look carefully at this landscape so that you can be sure of your recognizing it if you ever travel through the desert of Africa. And if you happen to pass by there, I beg you not to hurry and to wait a little, just under the stars. If then a child approaches you, if he laughs, if he has golden hair, if he does not answer when you question him, you will be able to guess who it is. So be kind. Do not leave me so sad. Write to me son that he has returned.
Thanks for your attention.
Yeah,